Journey back to Dona Lucila's younger years, a time when she defied societal norms, toiling alongside her father in arduous tasks rather than learning domestic crafts. This independence led her to overhear hushed whispers and fearful rumors circulating. The area, talk of a peculiar being roaming the byways, emitting animalistic sounds, a creature the locals ominously named capa de pelos, hairy cloak. No one could definitively ascertain if it was man or animal. At times, it mirrored a regular man walking, at others, a bizarre creature growling and writhing on the ground. Dona Lucila's father suspected a pact with the devil himself, but her uncle claimed intimate knowledge of the capa de pelos's identity. Aldair, a man residing near the cage-maker's dwelling. The cage-maker himself served as an unwitting observer. One night, while crafting a bird snare, he detected a sharp door slam. Upon investigation, he discerned Aldair proceeding towards the thicket where he gathered carnauba fronds. Cognizant that nothing lay beyond but dense foliage and a narrow track leading to a cattle pen, the old man watched Aldair vanish into the gloom, anticipating his swift return. Yet he did not reappear. Subsequently, a grotesque figure enveloped in what appeared to be a hairy cloak lumbered down the lane, hunched over and stirring up dust. Petrified, the old man sought refuge until the demonic shape departed. He then scurried indoors, bolting the doors, momentarily forgetting Aldair, until he perceived him strolling casually down the same lane, mere moments after the creature's disappearance. The pieces fell into place with dreadful clarity. Aldair entering the woods, the beast materializing, Aldair returning calmly. Something was profoundly amiss. The cage-maker commenced surveilling Aldair, noting his nocturnal excursions into the woods for extended durations. He couldn't decipher the nature of the being beneath the hairy covering, beast or fiend, or some unholy amalgamation with only fur visible on its limbs. The offspring of Suchagas also endured a petrifying encounter. Returning from his occupation, late one evening, he espied a figure dragging its feet, raising a cloud of dust. He sought concealment near a dwelling just as the entity whirled around and charged in his direction. Prostrate amongst the foliage, he beheld a hairy, humanoid form panting like a wild swine, its large ears flapping against its visage as it ran. Its physique was human yet coated in animalistic fur, emitting bestial vocalizations. Following its departure, the man fled homeward, proclaiming he'd witnessed the very embodiment of evil. Anyone ensnared by such a thing was surely doomed. Dona Lucila, her father, and her mother absorbed these accounts with rapt attention. Some whispered it was the devil himself, hunting forsaken souls. Others asserted it was a man fulfilling a dark bargain. A few even posited the notion of a werewolf. Dona Lucila's father, a man of few words, concluded the discussion, unaware that he and his daughter would soon confront their own terrifying interaction with this very creature. Sometime thereafter, Dona Lucila's father accepted a task to mend and enlarge a nearby pigsty. Occasionally, in the late afternoon hours, Dona Lucila would venture there and observe until the hour of their return home. One day, her mother requested she deliver his midday meal. Upon her arrival, several men were engrossed in discourse regarding the creature. She presented her father with his lunch and seated herself a short distance away as they continued their exchange. One man boasted of immediately discharging his firearm upon the thing. Another shuddered at the mere prospect of beholding it. Subsequently, a short, bearded man, Elias the cowboy, integrated himself into the group. He had labored on cattle drives for numerous years and seemed to possess a certain pride in his moniker. He listened for a duration before speaking. He avowed that these beings were humans capable of animalistic transformation, stating he had encountered them in Mato Grosso. They were frequently unassuming individuals harboring a sinister secret. He then recounted an incident from his time on a cattle drive. He and 4 others were awaiting work at a ranch. One weekend, they constructed a bonfire to roast meat. Elias abstained from alcohol, but the others imbibed heavily throughout the day and well into the night. 2 additional men arrived later to join their work crew, one loquacious, the other taciturn. The bonfire crackled and the liquor flowed freely. Elias remained sober, yet the others grew boisterous. He discerned one of the newcomers feigning intoxication, filling his cup, yet never partaking. Suspicious, Elias feigned retiring to his sleeping quarters, but covertly observed. All eventually sought their beds in the communal sleeping area, leaving the quiet newcomer solitary by the fire. The newcomer arose, surveyed his surroundings, and proceeded towards the road. Elias, perplexed as the man resided in a different town and knew no one there, stealthily trailed him, seizing a sharpened chisel. The newcomer entered a sparse thicket, descended a narrow path, and reached a riverbank. He reclined and commenced, muttering strange incantations. Elias contemplated rousing the others, yet they were all deeply intoxicated. Then the unbelievable transpired. The newcomer dropped to all fours and galloped away like a steed. Elias swore upon all that was sacred. The man had transmogrified into a beast, howling and crashing through the underbrush. Petrified, Elias sought refuge in a thin copse, barely able to draw breath, let alone flee. When the sounds abated, he sprinted back to the ranch and awaited the man's return until morning. As dawn approached, the man reappeared. Elias brandished his chisel, intent on violence, yet the man pleaded for mercy. Elias cast his belongings to the ground and commanded him to depart, threatening dismemberment should he ever return. Despite the fury in his eyes, the man departed. When the others awoke, Elias stated the newcomer had elected to leave early. He questioned the other newcomer regarding the recruitment of such an unreliable individual, and the man explained that the shapeshifter knew his name and about the cattle drive and desperately required employment. The unfortunate consequence was that every night of the cattle drive, Elias barely slept, constantly fearing the beast would locate them. Locals theorized these entities were werewolves or individuals dabbling in dark magic. Elias surmised the one in their vicinity was such a being, and a treacherous one at that. Following her father's meal, Dona Lucila returned to their dwelling. As twilight descended, he had yet to reappear. 6, 7, 8 o'clock elapsed, with no sign of his return. Her mother grew increasingly anxious, and Dona Lucila resolved to go to her father's worksite. Concealed, she arrived to the cacophony of frantic squeals and something assaulting the swine. She discerned her father's voice engaged in conversation with other men, who then hastened towards the source of the commotion. Fear gripping her, Dona Lucila sought cover behind the structure, hearing gunshots and further cries. Then she witnessed a shadowy form darting across the thoroughfare, with several men, including her father, in pursuit. She cried out his name. He turned, approached her, and inquired as to her presence there. He rapped on the door of his workplace, and a woman answered. He requested Dona Lucila remain with her until his return. An hour later, he and the others returned, and he escorted her homeward. En route, she queried the nature of the creature that had raced past. He responded, "It was the devil that people have been seeing." As dusk approached, the pigs had become agitated, running and biting at their wooden enclosure. They were terrified. Dona Lucila's father informed the owner, who summoned more men to investigate. They lay in wait, and after a time, the beast manifested. They gave chase but failed to apprehend it. Her father informed her she was fortunate the creature had not seized her and cautioned her against such actions in the future. Upon their arrival home, despite having just witnessed a demon, her father appeared composed. He bathed, ate, and retired peacefully. That marked the final night anyone laid eyes on the hairy Cloak phantom. Her father never divulged it to her, Yet Dona Lucila held a near certainty that when he and the other men pursued the beast, they captured and eliminated it. That explained his subsequent tranquility. Even to this day, she couldn't definitively name the monstrous entity that was the capa de pelos. It bore a resemblance to a werewolf, but in her understanding, the two were one and the same. Humans who transformed